When you feel your marriage start to slip away, it doesn't usually happen in one dramatic moment. It's usually subtle. There's distance, then silence, shorter conversations, lack of eye contact, the sense that you're slowly becoming roommates instead of partners. And what makes it so painful is that you can feel it happening, but you don't know how to stop it. And when that relationship feels unstable, your nervous system reacts. You might become more anxious and start reaching harder, asking more questions, pushing for talks and conversations, needing constant reassurance. Or you might start pulling back, shutting down, protecting yourself, convincing yourself that you don't care. Both reactions are you just trying to protect yourself. But neither of those really repairs connection. So if you feel your marriage slipping away, here are three things that you need to do. Number one, you need to regulate before you reach out. So when you feel distance, the instinct is to grab and to clutch. You want to fix it. You want to force something. You want clarity right now. But if you reach out in this panicked state, it very rarely creates safety. When your nervous system is activated, your tone changes, your energy shifts. Even if your words sound reasonable, your body is signaling that it does not think things are okay. And the other person feels that. And it feels much more like an attack than like concern. Because when you have two nervous systems that are both out of whack, you're not creating intimacy in that moment. If you want to reconnect and reach out, you have to stabilize yourself first. So that might mean just taking space to calm your body down, journaling for a little bit before texting them, moving your body, going for a walk, getting sunlight, getting fresh air before starting a heavy conversation, deciding only to speak when you know that it's not going to have this accusatory tone in your voice. And the goal isn't to suppress your emotion, it's to process some of that emotion on your own before bringing it all to them. When you speak from regulation instead of fear, you create the possibility of being heard. Obviously, they have to show up too, but you're also better in that moment if you're coming at it from a healthy place. You're going to be in more control of how you respond to their positive or negative reaction. But if you're coming in fully triggered, let's go, let's fight, then regardless of what they do, it's probably not going to be a great conversation. The second thing you need to do is address contempt immediately. Distance in marriage is sometimes caused by one big event, but sometimes it's just piece by piece. And it's often death by a thousand cuts, even when there is something big. Sometimes it is the sarcasm and eye rolling after something big that just goes on and on and on and on. That hurts more than the big thing that was the initial problem. Feeling dismissed or character attacks disguised as jokes can hurt more than some of the deepest cuts and betrayals ever did because they're happening day in and day out and it's just wearing someone down. If you ever catch yourself feeling like, I'm better than you, you're the problem, you're beneath me, once that feeling is present in your mind, it's absolutely being felt by your partner, and the safety just begins to disappear. So if you feel like your marriage is slipping away, take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, have I started looking down on them? Have they started looking down on me? Do we still treat each other with basic respect? It is very difficult to rebuild connection and intimacy if that respect isn't there. And then number three, what you need to do if you feel like your marriage is slipping away is to heal the injuries, not just the symptoms. Most couples try to fight that distance with surface level tools. They try to just layer on more date nights, better communication scripts, scheduling sex, reading relationship books together, and those can absolutely help, but they often don't fix the core issues. Because when a marriage feels like it's slipping away, there's usually something unhealed underneath. Maybe it's betrayal. Maybe it's years of feeling unseen. Maybe it's repeated emotional shutdown. Maybe it's unresolved resentment and contempt. Maybe it's feeling like the emotional burden in one part of the relationship is being carried 100% by one person. If you don't address whatever it is, the distance will keep returning no matter how good of communication tools you put in place or no matter how many date nights you put on the calendar. And if you don't do these things, then on those date nights or even with the communication protocols, there's still going to be those patterns of protest or withdraw. The criticism and pressure on the one hand, or the numbness and detachment and short answers on the other. Now, those don't mean that the marriage is doomed. It just means that the actual connection is being threatened. And you don't repair that by arguing better. You repair that by rebuilding true safety. And getting to that point requires being accountable, being vulnerable, being emotionally honest with yourself and with your partner, and often structured support as well. Feeling your marriage drift away from you is a terrifying feeling, but drifting doesn't automatically mean that it's over. It usually just means that something deep within yourself and within the relationship need attention. So regulate first, remove the contempt, and heal the actual underlying wounds. And if you don't know what that wound is, or you keep having the same conversations over and over, that's a sign that you're probably dealing with something deeper than just communication. And if you want help identifying what's happening underneath the surface and whether it can be repaired, that's what I do. So feel free to reach out. You can email me, book a call, learn more about what I do. It's all on my website. There's no shame in asking for help, and there's no pressure either. It's just a conversation to get more clarity.